2 days were declared official holidays. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes bad when snow's involved.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Oh, I guess the other thing that I wanted to touch on, but is a bit scary. What the fuck am I playing? So I had made that video about the Microsoft acquisition on Tuesday, and I never got to stream on Wednesday to talk about it. So if you have any questions there, it was pretty much all encompassing, I guess, in the video. There's a couple of things that I thought were interesting after the fact, after I made the video. Some points other people made that I thought were really good. Obviously, it would have been a good time for a Pylon show, but apparently, this is public information because it's on the Discord. I have no insight to it. Apparently, Roddy's not going to host Pylon Show anymore. I don't know if he's talked about it on his stream. And someone else is going to host it, but to be honest, man, I think the Pylon Show may have run its course a little. It's, I don't think anyone, and this is not to bolster my chance at hosting it, because I'm not even sure I would want to. I don't think anyone hosting it outside of, like, the caster crew would be a good fit. Like, maybe if they got someone old school like DJ Wheat, then that would be really hype. But even some of the more promising community members, I just don't think it'd be as good. Sorry to say. I already was of the opinion, you guys know this, that the Pylon Show is...
Thank you for
any show is... Well, not any show. A show such as the Pylon Show, that's safe. I think it needs 2 people hosting. I think it needs 2 friends able to fill gaps on the weeks and create chemistry and dynamic conversation should the guests not be able to, as well as add stability to the actual show. So you guys already know that. But on top of it, yeah, I think you're gonna need someone who's been in the scene for a while and who has at least very strong opinions and has at least some familiarity with like the pros in the scene and oh my gosh, Little Marines. Community members and all that stuff. Anyways. It's so hard to play this game and talk. Especially since it's been 2 weeks since I've played. DTs don't fail me now.
We serve with pride.
Where did that come from? Hold on here. I'll think about it. Is this guy's command? He's gonna proxy Starport then?
Glorious
Yo!
combat is upon us.
No, please. I've not been building any units.
Research complete.
Pours a lot.
You must construct additional pylons.
The Templar.
I was really worried I had forgotten. Warp gate.
I have met the enemy.
Your probes are under attack.
Come on!
You require more Vespene gas. I return to serve.
So, I'm guessing the DTs are going to be good enough, really. because he's on one base, right?
Our duty
Seems like he's kind of screwed. Ooh.
from the shadow. You see. I heed the call. The enemy's close attack. You see.
Did I not make an observer? Did it die? Motherfucker died. Okay, this guy died. What a build. He's gonna go into battle cruisers after this? The fuck? Gotta say, these DTs have not won me such a game. Ever. I'll take it. That was easy. So what was I talking about? CHOD, they give their prime sub. Cheers, Logic. You know, non-phallic StarCraft 2 show, I know, right? Oh, jeez. Terran build is awful. It would have been properly confusing if I was playing normal. Although I don't think that would have made it good. That was Masters 3. So anyways, I was talking about the Pylon Show. Yeah, I think someone would have to be, like, not... The Pylon Show OG crew, Artosis and In Control, was perfect in many ways. Many ways. Like, In Control was able to make it a very natural detachment to his stream. He was a larger-than-life personality. Artosis as well. They had varying opinions as people. They were friends, but they were also very different. In Control in general, you know, we all know, was very opinionated. They knew everyone. They knew the history. In Control also kind of brought some of the production right. He was friends with Cobra. And they both wanted to do it, but In Control really wanted to have the show. And because it was just one of those things that was like, you know, it was almost a no-brainer, right? Would get them a lot of money. It was needed in the scene. It fit right into In Control's like schedule and programming type of situation. And it was just awesome hearing those two talk. You don't get that again. Probably ever. Probably ever. But anyways, when it went down to the one-man show, Artosis, I don't think he was as devoted to pushing it forward, right? To begin with. Not to go into the whole, like, Artosis doesn't keep his shows up type thing, but just in general, I think it was really In Control. Wanted to push it. Didn't really fit with his programming, if you will, because he's a Brood War streamer, right? That's just what it is. And over the years, the reason why he stopped being a host is that, yeah, he just stopped paying attention to the details of StarCraft 2. So, various reasons to why that wasn't going to work out. But then as a solo host, I just think it's less interesting. Even if Artosis was the most naturally charismatic person in the world and befriended everyone he met within 10 seconds of meeting them, I think it'd be very difficult. And then Roddy was a pretty good fit for the solo host afterwards. No complaints there. But I think that had to do a little bit with the scheduling. The European-centric versus the NA production versus the NA viewership. Which actually is usually worse, but the NA people usually give more money. But if you change the time slot repetitively, you know, it's always going to mess things up. And we still didn't have a co-host, which in my opinion was still... That's what's going to make a podcast or a show last throughout the dull weeks. Is going to just have two people kind of shooting the shit, and eventually they just naturally find something to talk about. even if there's something big that happens in StarCraft 2. Because also every time there was a rather lame Pylon show, they had it because they were sticking to a schedule, but there really wasn't much to talk about. I think that really deflated people in a lot of ways. They didn't want to watch the show anymore. They didn't want to pay for the show anymore, the Patreon supporters, and they didn't want to... It brought down the optimism for StarCraft 2 as a whole, honestly. So anyways, I think what you have to do... that's what this whole conversation came down through, is that we started talking about the ESL, and obviously there's the Microsoft merger as well. I think what you have to do, I think you'd have to scrap it all, and then you'd have to find someone who has an innate drive to want to do it, and then work with that.